Big weekend ahead, isn't it? Yeah, lots of stuff back on. Pretty excited. Where do you want to go with first? So over the last 2 weeks, the transfer activity has been really busy at the club. You know, this is for me the next generation at FC Barcelona, the next kind of iteration of the squad ahead of this season. You know, we've learned a lot of lessons over the last 3 seasons, and coming into this season, we've got a really good handle on where we're at, what we've got, and what we need. And over the last 2 weeks, we've managed to bring in some fantastic quality of players that have been, you know, really hit list type players. Yeah, well, there's definitely been a lot of headlines made around the transfer activity we've had over the last 2 weeks or so. Like, I've been really pleased with a lot of the acquisitions we've managed to make before we maybe mention any of the outgoings. But, you know, guys like Leon Goretzka, Jeremy Frimpong, Conrad Leimer, we've been tracking them for 3 years. They've not always been available to us, and a lot of the times that when we've really wanted them, price-wise, they've been just out with our reach. So we felt that over the last 2 weeks, we found great opportunities on guys like that. We could finally bring them into the club, and hopefully they can make a really quick impact. Maybe not immediately, but, you know, sooner rather than later. And in the goalkeeper department, we've been really crying out for some extra reinforcements at Rare. And Vasilj, we've been tracking for the best part of, you know, 2023 at this point, and he's definitely this calibre and the quality that we want in the club, and I was really pleased we were able to get a really good deal to bring Nikola Vasilj into the squad. And last week he was one of the standout performers, it must be said, and, you know, we've got high hopes for him again this week. But as much as I was happy about seeing these guys come in, we welcomed back an old pal. Daichi Kamada was, you know, in the squad for I think about 18 months or 2 years. And he had a great time here, and a lot of the guys that are still in the club that played with Daichi are really happy to see him come back in. And, you know, the season card we managed to bring in was also the year where they won the Europa League. So really special player, really special card, and, you know, we're really glad to see him come back in. And I think at Lazio in the Serie A, Kamada could be probably on for his best season from a Sorare perspective. Yeah, so Oyarzabal and Bernardo Silva definitely were not guys that I thought we were going to be able to pull in this window. They really both happened by surprise with the opportunities we were able to make in the market, with, you know, the prices that they were at, as well as what we could trade out and what you know, transfer budget we had, as it were, to go and bring these guys in. I didn't think we would bring them in this summer. We weren't necessarily weighing it up, but the opportunities came, and the quality of both of those guys for a rare Bernardo Silva and a super rare Oyarzabal, you know, when those opportunities come, we take them here. Yeah, so the Rodrigo transfer is definitely the one that I thought you would probably want to hear a bit more about. To be honest with you, the club is in a really funny position. You know, we accepted the offer. It really took us a long time to come to terms with that offer. The Wirtz that's left was a really special part of the club in so many ways, and a lot of the things that made it special, not all of them, but a lot of those things are gone. They cannot be returned to us at this point. And even when we reached out to try and maybe see if there was something we could sort the deal out to, you know, no one at FC Barcelona wants to have bad relations with, you know, any Sorare scout or manager out there ever. But, you know, he's already dispensed with the works that we'd done in the trade, and I don't really know what else we can do at this stage, really, to be honest with you. So Rodrigo is going straight into a team this week, and, you know, he's probably going to take the captain's armband. He's got a fantastic fixture this week. We were really excited to get him in. Really sorry to see that Wirtz leave. You know, that was a first owner card that, again, OG rookie season, level 20. We only got him to level 20 at the club after some extra training over the period he was injured for. I was going to say the summer, but it was actually when he was injured. So we haven't seen him on the pitch for a fair length of time, and now he's back and he's cooking, you know. So, you know, we have gave up a fair amount there. So, yeah, we'll see how it develops, we'll see how it progresses, who knows. Last week's results were not good enough. No one at the club is under any illusion of that. You know, the guys have been really put through their paces over the last week, but, you know, what's done is done. We can't go back in time and rechange teams and all that kind of stuff. We can only move on and plan the best we can for this coming week. And, you know, quite simply, the guys know it's not good enough. Between MLS Semi-Pro with Captain Magno, Champ Euro Rare with Conrad Leimer being starting on the bench down to Leon Goretzka, and Cap 220 Super Rare, which I did feel, to be honest, you know, to be fair to those lads, they actually put a shift in, but all three of those teams were like 50 points away from a card, which is a full player in essence in some ways, and that's just not good enough. You know, we expect much better for this coming weekend, certainly. But for the threshold and Super Rare, we were 7 points off, and in the Rare, we were like 30 points off. In both of those divisions, we do try and get a card in. You know, it's something we do try and aspire for. In both of those divisions, we were 80 points away from a card. So again, all the guys know, no matter what kind of region and competition they're in, that the results just were not good enough last week, and we expect them to be much better. So Champion Europe is going to go as strong as it did last week. There's a few tweaks, and, you know, this team, if it wasn't for All Black and Guardiola, I wouldn't quite believe it was an FC Barcelona team. Because of the Wirtz change, we have Goretzka, and Rodrigo was just obviously a unexpected arrival. So Champ Euro is definitely one of the ones we're going to go really strong in. And for All-Star Rare and for All-Star Super Rare, we are totally behind Celtic this weekend at home at St Johnstone. I think it'll be a real bounce-back result after the cup loss to Kilmarnock last week. At Super Rare level, we're not going with Joe Hart in goals. We don't have one. We don't really want to pay one for the price, of course. But David Soria is at home to Alaves, and I think he is a fantastic goalkeeper. He's had 2 good games. The last game didn't score well on Sorare, unfortunately. But at home to Alaves, I think this team is really capable of going very, very far. And for All-Star Rare Pro, we've got a very capable outfit going out. But we're kind of hitching our wagon to Liam Scales. If Liam Scales does start for Celtic, then that All-Star Rare Pro team could really go high. The division is so competitive that really I think that we need to make that kind of play if we're going to break into the top end of the leaderboard with the amount of quality we've got available for selection in that division as we get to it on the priority list. So we're going big on Scales and a few other cards in there like Gold and Abada and Vasilj, who, out of the All-Star competition that I mentioned last week was so far off the cards. He was the only one that pulled his weight, So he can play pro this weekend, and with some super rare McGinn, some super rare Scales, and I think that team could be really fun, but it really is all built around Liam Scales. We back him to start, and if he starts, I think he could run for a monster score. So we're taking a bit of a chance on that one, but for the competitive teams, for the priority ones, I think we've picked the best guys we can in each position, given the strength of the competitions that we're entering. Is there anything fun? Well, for Champion Euro, every day of the game week is covered. So we've got a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday fixture list for the Champion Euro team, which is quite cool. And the rare Cap 220 is bang on Cap 220, and we've got Robbo in defence, we've got Maxi Morales in midfield, Ferran Torres in midfield. It's a really exciting team. Ferran might not start, but I think he will. Even if he doesn't, from the bench he could be dangerous. Maxi back in New York, and Robbo away at Newcastle's not a great game, but he could score well enough for 220 certainly. So that's kind of fun, and amongst the competitive divisions, I think that could definitely reap us some rewards for sure. I don't think you can expect to see any more business from us over the remainder of the transfer window. We might be a little bit reactionary. We've lost Gabri Vega to Saudi Arabia. I don't think we're going to do anything with that. We'll probably just sit and either wait for coverage to come on Saudi Arabia, because Gabri Vega in that setting, should be Oscar in China. Really, that's where he should be. So I think we'll keep that and wait. I think that's worth the time, opportunity cost that's associated with it, really. Or maybe something like Jota happens. Maybe his contract will be dissolved and he'll come back to Europe. Who knows? But I think we're just going to roll with the punches for the remainder. We feel really strong, good quality and depth for rare and super rare. And wish us luck for the game week. Good luck to all you guys if you're entering as well. And have a good one.